at the reception, a glass of wine in her hand. I knew she was gonna meet her connection. At her feet was a footloose man. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, well, you might find you get what you need. Oh, yeah. And I went down to the demonstration to get my fair share of abuse, singing words gonna vent our frustration. If we don't, we're gonna blow a 50-amp fuse. Sing it to me. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, well, you just might find you get what you need. The Chelsea drugstore to get your prescription filled. I was standing in line with Mr. Jimmy. A man, did he look pretty ill? We decided that we would have a soda. My favorite flavor, cherry red. To him, you can't always get what you want. No, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. No, but if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. Oh yeah. Woo! In her glass was a bleeding man. She was practiced at the art of deception. Well, I could tell by her bloodstained hands. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you just might find, you just might find, you get what you need.
Take a look at the all-new Chrysler Pacifica. 2017 Kelley Blue Books, KBB.com, Best Buy.
It's an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Woo!
Get more than a great deal during the Chrysler Big Finish event.
Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. I guess, Cole, when you tell me to get ready, that's like a real signal I'm supposed to get ready. Yep. Is that the real deal? Real deal. Good morning from the office. Remind me later. My phone has asked me to do things. Remind me later. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are in North Georgia. Do I have my phone, my lapel on? Everything's going well? A little heavy on the pine cone air freshener, son, right? Good morning from the office. Let's get serious. 706-889-9700. Send me text messages. Would you like to be on the show? 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Chief@fetchernews.com. Okay, before we get started, we're going to give you an update from, I got the Twitter deck going. Or do you have that video ready?
It's ready.
Okay, let's go to the video. Let's start out because it's absolutely horrifying. There's some horrifying things going on, and we want to take it from the one that highlighted horrifying, and then after that we're going to come back and go straight to the Twitter deck. I am at the FYN Twitter deck. I've got 3 accounts going here. We're going to go straight to the Twitter deck, get some highlights there. But go to the tape, Cole.
Watch and flash back to that moment when she said she would be horrified at what she's doing right now.
Donald said something, well, he said a lot of things that were troubling, but he said something truly horrifying. He became the first person running for president, Republican or Democrat, who refused to say that he would respect the results of this election. Now, that is a direct threat to our democracy.
That's horrifying. You know, every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him. That is not the way our democracy works.
I love this. It's horrifying.
That's horrifying. You know, every time Donald thinks...
It's horrifying, folks. It's absolutely horrifying. It's just horrifying. Okay? Anyhow, I'm here. Hey, you know what, Cole? The peppermint crunch is empty. You know how you can always tell when Lonnie's been here?
No, that's not.
Are you the one? You mean you were getting ready to let me put this on Lonnie, that the peppermint crunch is empty? And it's you?
And George too.
George helped?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a cookie. Oh, what a cookie. All right, anyhow, let's get back to the Twitter deck. I am operating 3 accounts. This is your FYN Twitter deck. Let's see what the Donald has done. Now, if you follow us on Twitter at Fetch Your News on Twitter or at FYN TV, that's our Twitter accounts, 2 of them. I'm working 3 accounts now. FYN TV, FetchYourNews.com. All right, let's see what we have here. 8 hours ago. All right, 12 hours ago, Donald Trump said, I will make an announcement on the next Secretary of State tomorrow morning. That was 12 hours ago. 8 hours ago, I broke, you know what I like? I broke the Secretary of State's official announcement 1 minute after it was tweeted out. I mean, I was right on the Twitter desk. I was, the deck. I was right here. I was here this morning when you were sleeping. And
I was up.
You were up? How do you know what time it was? How do you know it was up?
Because I got up at 6 and I saw the thing. So it said breaking news and they had the thing spinning around.
From me?
No, from
From me?
From TV.
Me. Anyhow,
Yeah.
okay. 1 minute. I was right on the Twitter deck 1 minute. Even though I am not mandated by law to do so, I will be leaving my business before January 20th so that I can focus full time. Everybody, we'll talk about that later, full time, focusing full time on being president. Full time on the presidency. 2 of my children, Don and Eric, plus executives will manage them. No new deals will be done during my term in office. So you got to honor the standing contracts. The liberals' heads are spinning off. He actually owns a damn business. Oh my God, you got to watch out. I can't talk like that. You know what I realized yesterday, Cole?
What?
Is you and I are here alone, and I have deferred to your judgment. And I'm thinking, whoa, where's the balance? Who is holding back? Like yesterday, we played a video, and I deferred to your judgment, and I'm thinking, whoa, wow. We have to get some balance, Cole. It's you and I can see the 2 of us hanging out. There could be trouble. We could get in trouble. Anyhow, he's going to, the 2 of my children, Don and Eric, plus executives will manage them. No new deals will be done. Everybody's freaking out. No new deals. No new deals. Whoa, what does that mean? It means if he has a contract with you, the Trump organization's going to honor the contract that he signed. Come on, folks. Come on. Look, we'll get into that in a minute. We got a lot to do today, a lot to do. I will hold a press conference in the near future to discuss the business, the cabinet picks, and all topics of interest. Busy times. Okay? Guy's been at work. Now, this is 1 hour ago, which I retweeted 1 minute after the fact. I was right here on the Twitter deck. I get here early. I mean, I got to make sure if the Don is out there, if the Don is tweeting, I'm getting it right out ASAP. Okay. I have chosen, this is 1 hour ago, I have chosen one of the truly great business leaders of the world, Rex Tillerson, Chairman and CEO of ExxonMobil, to be Secretary of State. What do you think about that? It's official. What do you think about that? I have an opinion I'm getting ready to give you on this. I think you're going to like, well, I don't know if you're going to like my opinion. What the hell? It's my opinion. I like my own damn opinion, but I would like if you would like my opinion too. We could share it. Okay, let me move right along here. I have no idea what I just said. I have chosen one of the true greats. What do you think about Rex Tillerson? 706-889-9700. Send me a tweet. Now here's the one I love. Wisconsin. This is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania have just certified my wins in those states. What did he do? He actually picked up additional votes, like 162 or something in Wisconsin. Oh my God. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania have just certified my win in those states. I actually picked up additional votes. And 23 minutes ago, the Don. That's who he is. He's the Don. The Don. The Don. I mean, and everybody's coming through Trump Tower kissing the ring. Kissing the ring. Do you have the guy in Trump Tower, the one I just sent you? His 2 names. It says in Trump Tower. I sent it this morning. He's smiling from ear to ear. Do you have that picture? Not yet. Not yet. I don't want it. Do you have it, though?
Yeah.
Lord, the thought of just you and I here in charge. We got to get some balance in here. Anyhow, the thing I like best... Oh, no, let me... All right. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania have just certified those states, I actually picked up additional votes. The Don kissing the ring. Hold that picture. I'm getting ready to do something. You got to go kiss the ring. That's what they've been doing at Trump Tower. Going in, Don Trump. Yo, Don Trump. That's what they did, Don Trump. Okay. The thing I like about Rex Tillerson is that he has a vast experience at dealing successfully with all types of foreign governments. Okay, that's what he likes. All right, that is live from the Twitter deck. I have just given you an update here. I got my eyes open. We'll be letting you know if we see something breaking out here in the real Donald Trump world. Okay, let's see if we got anything since I went to the Twitter deck. Make sure nothing happened here. No, that was 25 minutes ago, so we're up to date. Now, folks, I have a question for you. 706-889-9700 or chief@fetyournews.com. Let me know yes or no. Please send me a text. Yes or no. At Wisconsin tonight, the Thank You America tour in Wisconsin as Donald Trump goes there to thank the citizens of Wisconsin tonight. Does he let Paul Ryan on the stage? Now, we know I'm being silly. He has to let Paul Ryan on the stage. We know that. We know this is going to be a big night. Now, it's very important that Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, is on the stage. It's very important that he's on the stage, okay? It's very important that Paul Ryan is there, and he has to witness in his hometown. See, this is the best thing Trump can do is like, hey, Paul, come on up here. You see them 20-some thousand people? They waited in line. They waited through Secret Service, you know, patting them down. Yo, you here. You, with the swastika tattoo. Over here. Over here. Yeah, what was you thinking when you got the tattoo, huh? All right, anyhow. You know what they do? They do the extra shakedown. You got the rebel flag tattoo on your arm. You go, it's like going through TSA. You get 5 extra pats, you know. Anyhow, so tonight, Paul Ryan knows what it's going to be like to get through Secret Service. He knows that. He knows what it's going to be like to pack this place, and he knows where he's at. So on the stage tonight, Paul Ryan, Scott Walker, the governor, Reince Priebus, the chief of staff, the Wisconsin boys. It's like the Bowery boys, the Wisconsin boys, all up there. They take their cheese heads, they get on stage with Donald, and the crowd goes wild, and Donald looks back and says, Paul, you better pay attention. You better pay attention, because I'm Don Trump. Okay, that's not. Do you think he should let him on the stage? I think he should let him on stage, but let's have some fun with that. Do you think he should let him? Oh, no, Hillary Clinton, stop, look around. It's just your 19th nervous breakdown. Hey, you know what? John Podesta and this Russian thing, and they want an intel briefing for the electors. The 19th, just around the corner, 13th. The 19th, the electors go to vote in the Electoral College. And, and Podesta and them, they're looking at a possible, giving the electors an intel briefing. Yeah, right? Okay. All right, here you go. Think about this. Put this in your little brain cells this morning. Push it right in there with all the room you got. You know, you got this Christmas thing all going on. Push this right in there. Tillerson, Exxon, Mobil, Texas. Now, I always have to start here because I don't want to give people the wrong finger first. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Tillerson, Exxon, Texas, ExxonMobil. EPA. Attorney General of Oklahoma. Just Google real fast, see if they have any oil or energy deposits in Oklahoma. Okay. EPA, head of the EPA, Attorney General of Oklahoma, and just recently, my man and yours, Dancing with the Stars. This is what it looks like after you come out of Trump Tower and you've kissed the Don's ring. Put that picture up. This is my boy right here. This is my boy. That's my boy Rick. That's my boy Rick. Look at him smiling coming out of Trump Tower. He's like, I'm here, baby. I'm here. I'm here. That's Rick. I like Rick. I'm okay with Rick. I'm okay with Rick. But let's put the trifecta. This is like the horses. Bet on the horses today. That's my opinion. My opinion is I would get into energy stocks. I tell you what, it's something smells like oil, bubbling crude, right? Up from the ground. Jed Clampett couldn't put it any better than this. ExxonMobil, Rex Tillerson, Texas. Oklahoma Attorney General, EPA. Rick Perry, Texas, Department of Energy. Just saying. T-Boone Pickens, can you hear me now? T-Boone Pickens. I'm just saying. Holy mackerel, Batman. Just saying. You see any, I mean, it's circumstantial evidence. Obviously, I couldn't prosecute in court on this, but just saying, okay? All right. Here's what I see. I see business, I see white people, I see businessmen, I see women, I see governors. I see Goldman Sachs. I'm not actually seeing the old transition guard that usually comes in. I'm not seeing the Washington insiders. But I have to be true to myself, and I have to be true to you, the viewers. And we'll get into this later. I have to be true. I cannot come here on a daily basis and say certain things and then pretend like it didn't happen. Folks, I'm going to get into this morning, but the Goldman Sachs thing, oh my God, the Goldman Sachs Trump, that's what I put out this morning. That one has me. I mean, that has me worse than the Russians, okay? I mean, I'm serious. Goldman Sachs. Gary Cohen is leaving Goldman Sachs to chair Donald Trump's National Economic Council. Where is the antacids? I'm not, all right, look. He said he's going to get the brightest and the best. I'm going to defer judgment to the Don, okay? I'm going to let the Don keep working things around, moving things around, okay? I'm going to refer to the Don. We've seen, Rick Perry smiling in Trump Tower after a visit to the Don. Carly Farina is going to visit the Don today. Anyhow. The list goes. You know what I don't see? Democrats. Oh, thank you, Don. Please don't let me down now. I mean, the Goldman Sachs is bad enough, but, they were floating. Here's what I like is they were floating Manchin, okay, and they're floating these Democrat names. They floated Al Gore last week. Please, let them float on their own cloud, but do not put them in the administration. So, Manchin, thank you very much for Rick Perry. That's the pick for Energy Secretary Rick Perry. But anyhow, I tell you what, it's going to be one hell of a great, I bet the bonuses this year, it's Goldman Sachs. I bet the Christmas party is going to be off the hook. I mean, it's going to be one awesome Christmas party because there's so many people leaving Goldman Sachs to go work with Donald Trump. I mean, look at the job openings at Goldman. I mean, people are shuffling and elbowing each other. You've got account execs shuffling and elbowing people to try to get a corner office because, these guys are going to the White House. Just saying. Goldman Sachs was the stick President-elect Donald Trump used. This is from Forbes. This is from Forbes yesterday. From Antonio Gara, I think, from Forbes magazine. Goldman Sachs was the stick President-elect Donald Trump used to boondoggle political foes. Bludgeon. Holy mackerel, bludgeon. Where did I get boondoggle from? Used to bludgeon political foes like Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton on the campaign trail and win the White House. Now that he is elect, he has been elected, Trump is leaning on former employees of investment bank to play major role in crafting his economic agenda. On Monday, Trump announced Gary D. Cohn will be joining his cabinet as Director of National Economic Council and an assistant to the president for economic policy. Cohen, folks, look, don't get mad at me. All right, do not. I don't want you to get upset with me. But Cohen, Kushner, just saying. Cohen appoint New York, just saying. Cohen's appointment means there will be a trifecta. A trifecta. You can bet on this horse of former Goldmanites, they're Goldmanites now, in the Trump administration. Former Goldman partner and mortgage trader Steve Mnuchin has been named Secretary of Treasury by Trump, and Steve Bannon, a former Goldman banker, is the chief strategist. Oh, hell, get the antacids. I tell you, the upside of this is Dodd-Frank is through. Dodd-Frank is through, okay? I mean, Dodd-Frank, that is Chris Dodd, the rapist, and Barney Frank, whose boyfriend ran a gay sex ring out of their apartment. Just saying. Why am I always the guy that's wrong? I guess we need some balance. I'm just trying to let you know the quality individuals that brought us our national banking regulations. An alleged, oh hell, I didn't put alleged, an alleged rapist with his old friend Ted Kennedy, but oh my God, Ted's dead, so my God, we can't say anything, right? An alleged rapist, Chris Dodd, and a gay man. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. That's up to you. A gay man that his boyfriend was running a gay prostitute ring, Google it, out of the apartment. I just want you to know the quality individuals within this swamp that has given us some of the great, legislation that we live by today. There you go. Just saying. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Can't put it any better. But Dodd-Frank is gone. How the heck am I getting sidetracked? Gary Cohen, Goldman Sachs. I'm just saying. I mean, Cole, I am concerned the direction this show is taking. Well, I mean, I'm going to have to probably bring it in a little bit. I'm your host, BKP. What do you think, not just about anything I've said this morning, but what do you think about this Tillerson being the head of the State Department? What do you think? Okay? Just interested. All right, now, I got to get back to the bullet points. Democrats can't accept failure. They can't accept failure. They have no idea how to accept failure. And strangely enough, they want to let you, they somehow feel there's a weird, strange way out there to turn failure into a win. They can't accept failure in no way whatsoever, none. Okay, if you ever wondered, I mean, this is participation trophy. Hillary wants a damn trophy no matter what. She participated. She spent $1.2 billion. There needs to be some daggone trophy for Hillary, and they don't know how to accept that. Now, they can't accept failure, all right? Now, Carly Fiorina, I'm just going through some notes, some things we're going to talk about today. Carly Fiorina is going to be headed to see the Don at Trump Tower. She's going to visit the Don. Mitt Romney put out a very nice statement concerning him not being nominated Secretary of State. Donald Trump called him. We understand Donald Trump called him and told him that he was not choosing him. And I, for one, do not believe that Mitt Romney was used. To make a fool. Donald Trump used Mitt Romney to make a fool out of it. I do not, and I don't think he's going to do that with Carly Fiorina. But but it is great, you know, TV for you and I to get them seeing that coming out of Trump Tower and the Don smiling, you know, like, yeah, okay, well, thanks for coming by. If you're ever in the neighborhood, hey, if you're ever in the neighborhood, stop in, right? Hey, stop by. Okay, you know, we're looking for Obama to validate the CIA's intelligence report. That we'll get into that in a minute, but the CIA's intelligence report on Russia. And he says, President Obama said, I have always told my intelligence agencies, this is what he said, I've always told my intelligence agencies I want it straight. You sure? Because you using the word straight is very loose there. Very loose. Okay, just say it. Just say it. President Obama, I've always wanted my intelligence agencies to play it straight. So I think we can trust them on this one. And then, what's his name? Josh Ernst come out yesterday. Well, I don't know. But it did benefit Trump. All the leaks benefited Trump. The hacking benefited Trump. You know, folks, I will say this, and this is one of those things I don't want you to question my patriotism to this country, allegiance to this country, that I'm saying something anti-American here. But what you ought to do is take a minute, okay? And for all the holier than thou political groups, I'm serious. You need to take a minute and research how many elections in the world that our government intervened in and manipulated. Just saying. Just saying. There's a reason we had to send Jimmy Carter all the way around the damn world to keep an eye on things. Oh, really? Jimmy Carter? Really? Anyhow, folks, I'm not okay with the Russians hacking anything, okay? The Democrats don't know, they say they were hacked, okay, they were, Russians did it, okay, that's what they say, but there's no discussion on the material that was revealed. But for one, folks, all you hear is those holy people. You know, some of them actually used to drink scotch with Barney Frank and Chris Dodd. You remember the quality people? Those quality people. There's a reason I went there, is to just give you a little example. I'm not supposed to get worked up today, of the quality representation in Washington, D.C. that we could trust. We could play it straight. Right, Barney Frank? Anyhow, the quality people like Chucky Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, well, the quality of these people are telling us about the Russians hacking and intervening in our election. When folks take some time and do a history lesson, do some research, and read at any time, place, shape, and form that our CIA or maybe some of our government, just saying, we may have intervened in a Russian election. Maybe we have, don't know. We may have intervened somewhere in the world ourselves. Interesting thought. Bet that one didn't come to mind for half you libtards. Okay, I know, I didn't say that. That wasn't nice. I got to reel that back in. Political correctness, I know we're on the edge of political correctness being totally gone, but I got to be careful. There has to be some balance. We got to bring some balance into this room. It has to happen. There's days like this that things are going on that I should not be left alone. I'm serious. I mean, there's days Macaulay Culkin acts better than I do. Home Alone, did you get it? Did you understand the reference over there, or are you asleep?
Home Alone.
Okay, wake up. It's a Christmas movie. Oh, you know what it's almost time for? Christmas movie. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. I haven't seen that this year. I got to Google that. This has to be my weekend. That's my favorite, one of my favorites. Top. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. I got to see that one. Okay. President Obama, let me see. Oh, it's 827. It's always been horrifying. Rick Perry, Goldman Sachs, Jill Stein. Podesta wants an intel briefing for the elector vote. I already brought that up. Okay, we talked about that. We're going to talk about the Russian sanctions. Okay, Russian sanctions, ExxonMobil, just saying, and Boy Scouts of America. What does this have to do with anything, the Boy Scouts of America? I just want to know. What does the Boy Scouts of America have to do with anything? And who would have thought it? Or as they say in some regions, who would have thunk it, right? The Boy Scouts of America. Now, Cole.
Yeah.
We keep talking about Russia and Rex Tillerson. Mm-hmm. You know the video I sent you? It's about 16. It's the greatest line to me.
You started at 49?
No, not that one. The one I sent you that says it's only 16 seconds long. Don't give me that face. It's the first one. It's one I sent it to you. You see what I'm dealing with here, folks? Let me get it. I'll show you. You see the one? You got it? You understand what I'm saying? All right. It's the one that says, I sent it to you last night. And that's why? Because it was yesterday? But you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You got it ready or? Okay. To me, is it the movie clip? 16 seconds. You know the one I'm talking about? I can't put it out there.
All right, you ready?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna use this, then we're gonna go to commercial. I want to set the viewers up. We're gonna play this, Cole, for you to understand. Oh my God, I can't believe it's just you and I here. What all could go wrong? We're gonna play the video, then we're gonna go to commercial, and then we're gonna come back. Do you understand the process here?
Table.
And then you're going to use the Katie Sassine card so everybody can see coming January 2nd. You got all that, Cole?
Got all that.
Got all that. Oh, my God. All right, I think myself this is one of the greatest movie lines there is. One of the greatest because I think it's very powerful. I think there's some truth in it. I think it's one of the greatest movie lines there is. We're going to play this. We're going to go to break. We're going to come back, and there's no telling what will happen on this show today. We are fired up. I'm your host, BKP. Send me a message. Tell me what you think. 706-889-9700. I got a text here. I'll look at it during the break. 706-889-9700. Or email me at chief@fetchernews.com. Play the clip.
My father taught me many things here. He taught me in this room. He taught me, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Days ahead. When Days Chevrolet in Jasper gives thanks, we give big. With over 20% off MSRP on remaining 2016 models and savings up to $10,000. New Silverado Crew Cabs from just $31,900. Or get 20% off MSRP plus Days discounts on 2016 Malibus. Now just $18,900. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Over the years, I got to be quite a connoisseur of soap. My personal preference is for Lux, but I found Palmolive had a nice, piquant after-dinner flavor, heady, but with just a touch of mellow smoothness. Lifebuoy, on the other hand,
You ready to tell me? All right. Where did you hear that word?
Now, I had heard that word at least 10 times a day from my old man. My father worked in profanity the way other artists might work in oils or clay. It was his true medium, a master. But I chickened out, and I blurted out the first name that came to mind.
Schwartz! Oh, I see. Hello, Mrs. Schwartz? Yes, I'm fine. Mrs. Schwartz, do you know what Ralph just said? No. He said... No, not that. Yes, that. Do you know where he heard it? Probably from his father. No. He heard it from your son. What?
I blame it on Schwartz. That's where I heard it. That's where I heard it, Cole. I got a text during the show. Hey, Ralphie, Santa is going to wash your mouth out with soap for all that bad language. That's a text. So I thought I would blame it on Schwartz.
I have a pretty good idea who that is.
Lifebuoy has quite a taste. I'm going to try. I told you all morning. I mean, here's the thing yesterday, folks. I played a video. I'm not going to play it again. But I went on Cole's recommendation. And this concerns me. It's just you and I. We could get in a lot of trouble. Anyhow, I've already got a message. Okay, so Ralphie blamed it on Schwartz. Anyhow, I'm back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. And you can reach us at 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or chief@fetchernews.com. It's election day in Georgia. Did you know that? It's election day. Just a brief announcement here. Polls opened at 7 a.m. this morning in Gordon County, Whitfield County, Murray County, and West Pickens County, the west part of Pickens County. And the polls opened for December 13th, Election Day, for the State Senate District 54. So that seat is open, and the candidates want you to come out and vote for them. So don't forget their Election Day one more time. Whitfield County, Gordon County, Murray County, and West Pickens County. Where do you go to vote? Your normal precinct. Precincts are all open. So wherever you normally go vote next to your house, that's where you go vote today. And you don't want to miss that. Maybe you can get over there and vote on your way out to Christmas shop. Okay, little update also on the card. The card you see, oh my God. All right, let me get see, saw, and seen. See, saw, and seen. It just plays tricks on me, okay? I see it. I saw that, I seen. What the? Anyhow, the card that we are putting up between every commercial is the Katie Sassine Show. That premieres January 2nd at 10 a.m. Right after this show will be the Katie Sassine Show. That's the card we're putting up. That's the one we're promoting. You don't want to miss that. Monday morning, January 2nd at 10 a.m., the Katie Sassine Show. I asked her when we sit down and we talked, I said, Katie, let's get what is going to be the general ideal of the show. Ideal. Oh, there's another one. Ideal. I'm messing with my L. So what's going to be the general theme of the show? What direction you want to go with this? So we're meeting, we're talking, going back and forth, brainstorming. You know, people go to brainstorming meetings, and I don't understand why they go, because in my head, there's always a storm. Anyway, that means I'm brainstorming all the time. I said, Katie, what's the ideal here? She said, indoctrination. She said, I don't like the indoctrination of the American nation. That's okay. First of all, I had to, I couldn't spell indoctrination, so I said, well, I'll have to work on that one. There's another one I'll have to work on, right? Indoctrination. I'll have to get that one down. But she said indoctrination. I said, okay, I can go with that. What about indoctrination? She said, I can't stand the indoctrination of the American nation. Okay, so she wrote that. That's her decision of the general theme of the show. I'm looking forward to it January 2nd. You will too. Very bright lady. Going to be 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock right here, January 2nd. Now, that being said, George, where's George? Where's George going to be? Are we going to leave George out? Well, now, how can we leave George out at 10? George will be coming on at 10:30. There you go, 10:30. So I will be here 8 to 10. Katie will be here from 10 to 10:30, and then George will be here from 10:30 to 11:30. And then we're going to be doing a noonday newscast. So you say, well, what's happening between 11:30 and 12? You might be saying, like, what happens that half hour, right? Mm-hmm. What happens? What happens? Right? What happens? I'll let you know. I'm not prepared to tell you what happens in that half hour. That may be a surprise. I'm brainstorming. All right, now back to everything going on. The Huffington Post. Gotta love it. Putin pal. Putin pal. Putin pal. Say that 3 times fast. Putin pal for Secretary of State. I did get a message during the break, and I do enjoy this. You remember the 3 departments and, Rick Perry had a brain freeze. He had just eaten an ice cream before going on stage, and he couldn't remember the 3 agencies he would get rid of. But you remember the Department of Energy was one of them? The Department of Energy is one of them. Maybe Trump's doing something with Department of Education, Department of Energy, and Department of EPA, the EPA. Maybe there's going to be some major changes is the reason Rick Perry was going to get rid of the Department of Energy. Now he's going to be the head of the Department of Energy. This may be a very good move. Remember what I told you, I don't want to go back and waste a whole lot of people's time. But Department of Energy, Rick Perry, Governor of Texas. I love picking governors, okay? All right? Energy independence, okay? Rick Perry, Governor of Texas, successful governor. Do you realize, now I like the guy, I can't get sidetracked, but I like Rick Perry, but do you realize the parallel time that Rick Perry was in Texas, that Texas pulled the weight for this country in a lot of ways. Don't get upset. Oh, we're in Georgia. We're ranked number one in business. I'm with you. Don't get upset. Don't get all nervous. Don't get your long johns all twisted up. Just saying. Well, where I come from is long johns. What was so funny about it? Just because in the South you have no idea what long johns are, I can't help it.
I know what long johns are.
You just think you do. All right, let's get back to the show. Anyhow, Texas was pulling the weight. And they were not waiting around. They were not playing games. So anyhow, Rick Perry, Department of Energy, right? Okay. And then you have Texas. And then you have this Boy Scout. He's just not your neighborhood Boy Scout. He's a Boy Scout, Tillerson, Texan, lifelong Texan, okay, ExxonMobil, and then you have the Attorney General from Oklahoma, Scott Pruitt, okay, he is going to be EPA. It's interesting, like I said earlier, call T. Boone Pickens, wake him up, he's 87 years old. Now, that being said, Putin pal for Secretary of State, handling the State Department, a man who has worked his whole life running a parallel quasi-state. These people are whack jobs. Can I say whack tart? I mean, can you send it libtard, or can I say that? Can somebody send me a text message and let me know if it's okay to say that or not so I don't get in trouble?
Just say
okay. Pop-Tart? Regular Pop-Tart. I like that. Cole, hey, you know what it means. I say Pop-Tart, just saying. The Kremlin rejoices. The Huffington Post wants you to think that they're having one of their feasts. Putin's called together. We're going into the winter feast. Prepare for the winter feast. Get the headdresses out, the dancing girls, everything. Get the palaces prepared. Kremlin rejoices, praises Tillerson as a highly respectable bipartisan alarm. The alarms went off. Can you see yesterday when Donald Trump announced this guy as Secretary of State, you have all of those alarms in the State House, and somebody went up and said to the guy, what are you doing? He says, well, it said break glass in case of emergency. I thought this was an emergency. They pull the alarm, sound the alarm all over the Capitol. Okay, the alarm has been sounded. Who sounded the alarm? Well, you know the guy that's like 88 down in the corner office? You know, every once in a while he comes out and he sounds the alarm and goes back in like Groundhog Day. Who would that be? You know, John McCain. Whoa. It's a matter of concern. I have great concern over this. Rubio. I mean, McCain, Lindsey Graham, we can understand that you may think that's, you know, not a strong enough concern. But even Rubio, Marco, has come out and said, I got to think twice about this one. All right, folks, anyhow.
Did you sound the alarm?
Sound the alarm, Cole. Cole, you said you were sounding the alarm. There it is. That's what's going on in the halls of Congress right now. So if I yell sound the alarm, you could do that?
Yes. Just give me time.
So the audience wants to know out there, because there's people that have dogs. So I could do ring the bell or sound the alarm. I got to pick my choice. So today, sound the alarm?
Yeah, if you want to.
They have sounded the alarm. Oh, bipartisan alarm over ties to Moscow. Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm. Let's see how that works. Didn't work? I mean, the rescue workers are never going to show up if you can't get the alarm no faster than that. But that's okay. Moving right along, never knowing when Cole will sound the alarm. Let's go to the Twitter deck real fast here. I don't see anything new here really that needs reported. Okay, let's go to the email. All right, we went to Gary Cohen. Folks, Trump said we're going to say Christmas again. Let me do this before I take another brief break, and we're going to get settled in here for our second hour. But 8 years after the fact, okay? 8 years after the fact, somebody said the alarm was annoying. How can the alarm be annoying? The alarms, that was annoying. That's what I was told. Sound the alarm was annoying. So we've annoyed the audience. You're annoyed. Anyhow, 8 years after the fact, you know, throw up the Christmas card. Let's go with the first one. The president, his lovely wife, his two lovely daughters, they're sending out their holiday card, okay? Is that the biggest size you can get there so people can see it? Because I can't see. Maybe I need glasses. I can't see it on the monitor. That's good. That's good. Move it over there. I can move over a little bit. Move it over there. There you go. Move it over. There you go. Get it over there where people can see it. That's a lovely group right there. This is the final card that will be sent out. Now this is not a get well card. This is not a get well card. Well, you could supplement that in any way. This is not a a sympathy card. Well, maybe they should. Maybe they should send out thank you cards to America for supporting their asses for 8 years. I mean, the Obama should send a thank you card. This should be the White House 2016. We should all get a going away. Everybody in America should go to the mailbox and get a card from this family that says, I didn't tell you to go to the second part of that. Don't go there. Don't go there. Go back to the first part. Okay? Everybody in America should get a card from these people saying, thank you for supporting us. Just flat out supporting us for nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've done nothing. I see nothing. I know nothing. I leave. A multimillionaire, but nothing I've done. Yeah, I didn't, hey, can't touch me. Can't touch me. Okay, anyhow, this is the card, okay? Lovely family there, the wife, the daughters, the picture. That's what the White House is sending out. Now, what does it say inside? Move it over there. Can you stretch it out where people can read it? Yeah. Now, move it over to me there. All right, stretch it in a little. Downsize it. Downsize it. There you go. Okay, I got it. Happy holidays as our family reflects on our many happy years spent here as you supported us in the White House. We are grateful for the friends we've made, the joy we shared. It's a joyous time, right? The last 8 years, not for all of us there, Big O. We've shared, and the gifts of kindness. You can never leave without mentioning the gifts of kindness. Love kindness, right? We've received. We wish you and your loved ones a joyous holiday season. I mean, nothing like a holiday season. And a wonderful new year. Now scroll down, see who signed that. Scroll down. So that's Barack, Michelle, Obama, Malia, Stasha, Bo. Who else? Sonny. Why the hell the dogs got to sign it? Do they have to? Yeah. The dog. Okay. Cole says they have to. There you go. Go back up. All right. Happy holidays. Now, we're doing this today. Remember this, Cole. Remember this. Don't forget this. 12/13/2016. We're doing this segment because next year I want to see if Donald Trump's card goes out and says, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Okay? Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And Obama's, you need to know, if you open a store called the Obamas, Happy Holidays will require a boycott and people won't shop there. I'm serious, they won't shop there. If you just hear happy, I mean, I've seen boycotts for less than that. I'm telling you what, ungrateful. It is Christmas, sir. It's Christmas. It is Merry Christmas. And I'm putting you on notice, the Don on notice, 12/13, 8:55 a.m. Your card can say Happy Holidays, but it needs to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to Making America Great Again or something, or America First, or, hope your Christmas tree has plenty of lights, something. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back at 9 o'clock with much more of what I don't know. Wait a minute. I guarantee them the next hour. I'm going to give a guarantee on the next hour. I'll explain later. I'm going to guarantee. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants is a guarantee. The millennials want a guarantee. Everybody wants a guarantee. I guarantee something tomorrow. On the next hour or whatever. Take us to break, Cole. We'll be back right after these brief messages. I'm your host, BKP.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story, or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Days ahead.
When Days Chevrolet in Jasper gives thanks, we give big with over 20% off MSRP on remaining 2016 models and savings up to $10,000. New Silverado Crew Cabs from just $31,900, or get 20% off MSRP plus days discounts on 2016 Malibus, now just $18,900. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
chicken wings.
Let's think about this for a sec, Ted. Why would somebody put a guarantee on a box? Very interesting.
Go on, I'm listening.
Here's the way I see it, Ted. Guy puts a fancy guarantee in a box because he wants you to feel all warm and toasty inside.
Yeah, makes a man feel good.
Of course it does. Why shouldn't it? You figure you put that little box under your pillow at night, the guarantee fairy might come by and leave a quarter. Am I right, Ted?
What's your point?
The point is, how do you know the fairy isn't a crazy glue sniffer? Building model airplanes, says the little fairy. Well, we're not buying it. He sneaks into your house once, that's all it takes. Next thing you know, there's money missing off the dresser and your daughter's knocked up. I've seen it 100 times.
But why do they put a guarantee on the box, then?
Because they know all they sold you was a guaranteed piece of shit. That's all it is, isn't it? Hey, if you want me to take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, I will. I got spare time. But for now, for your customer's sake, for your daughter's sake, you might want to think about buying a quality product from me.
Okay, I'll buy from you.
Well, that's... What?
I figure I'll roll all the videos that we want, Cole, until somebody comes in and just shuts us down. I figure if we're out there, we might as well. Look, I want to apologize for the alarm. Not really. I'm not the one sounding the alarm out there. Okay? John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Jill Stein, John Podesta, they're sounding the alarm. I'm not the one. But I have gotten emails saying, I got one email. Let me read this email to you here, Cole. This email said, where's it at? I got it here. It said, let's look at the old inbox. The old inbox. There are people watching and other family members might have, might still be sleeping. So they think we woke the house up.
The dog is barking.
That's the ideal of the alarm. They're sounding the alarm. They're sounding the alarm. So get up and watch the show, right? Hey, I don't know. Maybe it's a win-win. The alarm's a win-win. Anyhow, folks, look. Don't buy into the Russian hacking DNC scandal quite so fast. Hang on to that a little bit, okay? Please, I'm asking you, hang on to that just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Don't go there quite so fast, all right? Because the intelligence agencies do not all agree on 100% the hacking and 100% of who it was to benefit. They don't all agree on that. Now, Podesta and Hillary Clinton have come out, okay, and they're asking for, Hillary Clinton's chief guy there, John Podesta, is asking for the electors to be, okay, I had it here a minute ago, I've lost place, but they're losing it for, they want the electors to be briefed, get an intel briefing, and Podesta even says it happens to be, you know, I'll get that in a minute. It happens to be their constitutional duty to do that. Top U.S. spy agency has not embraced CIA assessment on Russia hacking source. I read this article about 4 a.m. Mark Hosenball and Jonathan Landay, top U.S. spy agency. Now, I do not know, and George does. George knows this. He's NCIC, or whatever it is. No disrespect, George. I don't get in trouble. But my respect to George. He knows this, okay? And the agencies all of the top spy agencies and intel agencies were all put under one umbrella after 9/11. And this did not set well with everybody. I mean, there's the people out there that hear the sound bites on the morning shows, hear the sound bites on nightly clips of MSNBC or whatever, but they don't stick around long enough or go do their own research to understand that all of the intel agencies were put under one umbrella, okay, after 9/11. The overseers of the U.S. intelligence community have not embraced the CIA's assessment, okay, that Russian cyber attacks were aimed at helping Republican President-elect Donald Trump win the 2016 election. 3 American officials said on Monday, now this is important, this is where we get serious for a minute, I like to horse around. While the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, does not dispute the CIA's analysis of Russian hacking operations. Okay, so what you need to know, and I don't know this, I don't have the intel, okay, but I'm going to step out and say that we are attempting to hack somewhere today in the world. Now, I know I'm going to get blowback on that and say, well, no, we're the trusted, true, upright Americans. Okay? Just saying. So, hacking, I'm going to tell you, it's a daily thing. I mean, we can't sound the alarm here because we don't want to wake the dogs up, and we woke everybody up in the house the last time Cole sounded, and Cole did that. I didn't do that, just so you know out there. That was all Cole. Cole had the ideal. It was his bright ideal. He said, look, you want to sound the alarm? I said, sure, go for it. Anyhow, we're not sounding the alarm. But on a daily basis, China, they are hacking. Russia is hacking. And I think we may be trying to hack also. So, Russian cyber attacks, okay, while the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, who is the Office of Director of National Intelligence? That is the office that after 9/11 we felt needed to micromanage every intelligence agency we have. I think there's 17 agencies under this window, okay? And that did not go well with everybody because the media is not going to tell you the truth on this, okay? They do not dispute, though, the CIA's analysis of Russian hacking operations. There's hacking operations on a daily basis. They're not going to dispute it because it's happening as we speak. It has not endorsed the assessment. It has not endorsed the assessment, their assessment, because of the lack of conclusive evidence that Moscow intended to boost Trump over Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton, said the officials who declined to be named. So this is where they bring it all to. All intelligence goes under this umbrella, and they're saying, we can't endorse the assessment, this is the big guys, because it's not conclusive. Okay? The position of the ODNI, which oversees 17 agencies, strong U.S. intelligence community, could give Trump fresh ammunition to dispute, this comes from a Reuters report, the CIA assessment, which he rejected as ridiculous in this past weekend's press, as he asserted that no evidence implicates Russians in the cyber attack. Trump's rejection of the CIA's judgment marks, and there's a point here I'm getting to that's very big, okay? Trump's rejection of the CIA's judgment marks the latest in a sting of disputes over Russia's international conduct that have erupted between the president-elect and the intelligence community he will soon command. Now, I'm not here today to go CIA, anti-CIA. Don't have time to do that on the show. I just told you yesterday, okay, there's intelligence. You know, the CIA, Nixon, you're saying, well, look what happened. Nixon felt the CIA was trying to, you know, had a lot to do with him not winning the election, okay, against Kennedy. Okay, anyhow, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, okay, the ODNI spokesman declined to comment on the issue. ODNI is not arguing, let me put this in here, that the agency, CIA, is wrong. They're not arguing the CIA is wrong, only that they can't prove intent. Oh my God, where the hell did we hear can't prove intent? The ODNI, this is the umbrella that holds all the intelligence agencies, 17. And you got the CIA, which is appointed by Obama. Mike Pompeo is going to be the new head of the CIA coming in. Just saying, just saying. Keep your ears and eyes open. Please do not get your head in the sand. Okay? Pompeo is going to be the new head of the CIA. Old head of the CIA is leaving. You know, things may go different in the CIA. I don't know. But the ODNI won't sign on to this because they can't prove intent. Thinking, bada bing, bada boom, where the hell have I heard intent before? And prove intent. That someone did something wrong. Said one of the 3 U.S. officials. Of course they can't, absent agents in on the decision making in Moscow. Okay. Here, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI. We need a sound effect because, like, when we're doing the FBI, we have to do dun dun dun. Like when we do a certain dun dun dun. No, not right now. The FBI, it's timing. The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, whose evidentiary, say that 3 times fast, standards. Okay, the FBI has evidentiary standards. We're looking for can't prove intent. The FBI, whose evidentiary standards require it to make cases that can stand up in court, decline to accept the CIA's analysis. Oh my God, a deductive assessment of the available intelligence for the same reason the 3 officials said. And what were the reasons the 3 officials said? Only they can't prove intent. Now, I could go on and on. The ODNI, headed by James Clapper, was established, let me give you a little background, was established after September 11th, just like I told you, 2001, attacks on recommendation of the commission, that investigated the attacks. The commission, which identified major intelligence failures, recommended the office's creation to improve coordination among U.S. intelligence agencies. Folks, is the Russians hacking daily? Are the Chinese hacking daily? Are the Americans hacking daily? I'll throw it out there. That's the world we're in. Espionage. Right? What's the old Mad Libs, spy versus spy? Espionage. Folks, it's just the new technology, but it's an age-old, back from the beginning of time, one caveman looking around the corner at the other caveman and spying on him. And all jokes aside, seriously, folks, what I'm saying is, do I think the Russians may have hacked the DNC? Okay. But you have an intelligence community that's probably getting ready to go through an enormous amount of changes, that has never been seen. See, everything Trump's going to do are things that there's no research on. You can Google these articles, you can Google the past, but there's no way to go do research and think exactly what Trump plans to do, and that includes the intelligence agencies. And by the way, then you have the Democrats that can't handle failure. I'm going to take a brief break. I'm going to come back. Let's talk about Democrats handling failure. And we've got, what is Trump's cabinet picks starting to resemble? Can you get a direction he's going? I don't know. We'll look at that. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. And George will be in here at 10 o'clock. It's Tuesday. We have a lot to do. There's a special called meeting. Blue Ridge City Council, I think that's at 3 o'clock. I think that is. And then, I think that's at 3 o'clock. And then there's the Blue Ridge City Council meeting tonight. And then there's the Fannin Commissioners meeting tonight. There is the Business Connections, the Gilmer County Chamber of Commerce Business Connections. That's going to be great tonight. Good food, good fellowship over there at the Gilmer County Chamber of Commerce. Starts at 4:30. I'll be back after these messages. Democrats can't handle loss. Just can't do it. But I thought that was what they wanted when everybody got a trophy. Hillary wants a trophy. Just send her a damn trophy to the House. She'll be okay. Participation. You got her address. I'll send her a certificate. Cole, take us to break.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Days ahead.
When Days Chevrolet in Jasper gives thanks, we give big. With over 20% off MSRP on remaining 2016 models and savings up to $10,000. New Silverado crew cabs from just $31,900. Or get 20% off MSRP plus Days discounts on 2016 Malibus. Now just $18,900. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey, good tune, man.
I don't think so. Yeah, here we go.
This song sucks.
Talk about lame.
Totally. You can change it if you want.
I don't care, it's up to you.
I can live with it if you can.
Suit yourself.
Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh baby, I love you.
Oh, God.
Don't you remember you told me? That's when you realize you don't want people to know you like are caught listening to the Carpenters. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm your host, BKP. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's see what the screen says. It says 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. You can get in touch with me 24/7. Bada bing, bada boom, 24/7. Right there, that's our hotline. If you see news out there, get in touch with me. Okay, send me emails, text me. Folks, why did Obama allow this to happen? Obama goes on Comedy Central, but we're over here taking other things not so serious. Obama goes on Comedy Central. America, by no means, has overcome legacies of slavery, Jim Crow, colonialism, and racism. Folks, you have how many books that have come out that have told you this guy hated everything about colonialism. Colonism, whatever. Colonies. He hated everything about it. Everything. Racism. By no means have we overcome it. Obama hidden rebate bombshell. Yeah, I'm telling you. America is still struggling to overcome its legacies of slavery, Jim Crow, colonism, and colonism, whatever, and racism. President Obama told Comedy Central Monday night, appearing on The Daily Show, Obama was asked, now there is the place you go to break news. Obama was asked about how he speaks to crowds about race. How does he skirt the line between speaking your mind and sharing your true opinions on race, at the same time not being seen to alienate some of the people you are talking to? Trevor Noah asked. You know, my general theory is that if it was clear in my mind about who I was, comfortable in my own skin, and had clarity about the way in which race continues to be this powerful factor in so many elements of our lives, Obama said. Let's remember Ferguson, fake news, Reverend Al, the phony domestic terrorist, Al Sharpton. Obama said, but that is not the only factor in so many aspects of our lives. I mean, keep track of where I'm at here. That's a long one. I can't keep track of where I'm at. That we have by no means overcome the legacies of slavery and Jim Crow, colonialism, and racism. But that the progress we've made has been real, extraordinary, if I'm communicating my genuine belief that those who are not subject to racism can sometimes have blind spots or lack of appreciation for what it feels to be on the receiving end of that. Oh, I don't know. I had to take a white privilege break. Just had to. Just saying. It's times like that I have to take a break and enjoy my white privilege. It feels to be on the receiving end of that. Nobody knows how it feels. Okay, what it feels to be on the receiving end of that. Sorry, I've already used up my white privilege break time. But that doesn't mean that you're not open to learning and caring. Oh, yes, we got to be open to learning and caring. We need to care for one another about equality and justice, and that I can win them over because there is goodness in the majority of people. Oh, I mean, can you order me the fake tears? I need to have, when I need to bring tears, because that brings tears. Elsewhere in the interview, Obama attacked the media for focusing on the hacked DNC emails during the campaign. Even though there was nothing explosive in the exposed communication. No, nothing explosive. No, we did not learn that Donna Brazile gave the answers via CNN to Hillary Clinton. We didn't learn that. We didn't learn that you treated Bernie Stooge like you did, like a total stooge. He was like the one that pulls Larry. Larry, he got just enough hair. If you let it go, he could be Larry on the Three Stooges. No, we didn't learn how you set everything up. No, we learned nothing about John Podesta. No, nothing explosive exposed in communications. It was fairly routine stuff. Remember Hillary, Chelsea, the wedding dress, cupcakes? He insisted. Obama also advised Republicans. Can you see what the advice that Trump's taking from this guy? Obama also advised Republicans that if they want to fix Obamacare. Why the hell would you sell me a lemon car in the first damn place? I mean, I keep hearing fix Obamacare. Don't we have laws against selling a lemon car? Isn't there such thing as a lemon law? Can we turn around and sue these people? Why do we have to fix it? My God, why do we have to fix something? Why did you experiment on us? I can't get worked up. My time is short. If you want to fix Obamacare, two ideals are created: a public option and adding more subsidies, AKA government health care. Okay, Obama says that our legacies. Now, my concern is Obama says legacy is an amount of money or property left to someone in a will. So he could have meant it that way, or a thing handed down by predecessors. So we keep handing down the legacy of slavery. Oh, well, you know what? I don't understand slavery, or I don't understand what it's like in America today. So I think we should have White Privilege Mondays. I think it should just be a theme of the show. Just because I show up. Like, I can't get away from white privilege if I'm with myself, right? How can I get away? Everywhere I'm at. I try to get through the 2 hours without getting angry. The Department of Justice, Loretta Lynch up there talking to Muslims about the spike in Muslim attacks and the spike in hate crimes against Muslims. And then she goes over to the LGB Christmas party, whatever. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And then this guy saying the legacy of slavery. Okay, electors demand intelligence briefings before electoral college vote. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Now, before you vote, we will be briefing you on, you see, the president just said nothing. The president just went on Comedy Central. And there was nothing explosive in the communication. Fairly routine stuff. But we feel an intel briefing is in order, okay? So here we go, all right? Electors demand intelligence briefing before electoral college vote. The request represents the latest effort by Democratic electors, okay, Democratic electors to look to the electoral college as a possible balk against the Trump presidency. In its first show of public support for efforts questioning the legitimacy of Donald Trump's victory. Now, why did Nancy Pelosi have a spring in her step? Why did she just have a different spring in her step that day? Hillary Clinton's campaign said it is supporting a request by members of the Electoral College. Members. Let's see, Pelosi had a spring in her step. For an intelligent briefing on foreign intervention in the presidential election. The bipartisan electors letter raises very grave issues involving, which glasses I got here? I'll take these. There we go. The bipartisan electors letter raises very grave issues involving our national security. Clinton's former campaign chairman, John Podesta, once leaving, what was he leaving? Was he leaving Cosmo Pizza? No, just joking. Please, God, don't send, Cosmo Pizza. John Podesta, while enjoying a slice of Cosmo Pizza. Oh, you can't make that up. All right, Chairman John Podesta said in a statement on Monday, electors have a solemn responsibility. See, I think you should have to speak in authoritative language when you make statements like this. So I think Podesta should have to sound like this. Electors have a solemn, wait, let me start over. Electors have a solemn responsibility under the Constitution. This is like those movies, where your founding fathers were, doing this and stuff. Under the Constitution, and we support their efforts to have their questions addressed. Hear ye, hear ye. You should have to say hear ye after that. Yeah. Electors have a solemn responsibility under the Constitution, and we support their efforts to have their questions addressed, said John Podesta. Each day in October, our campaign, can't get over it, can you? Can't get, you whiny ass bitches. Each day in our, I'm sorry, Cole, we got to get somebody in here to reel this thing back in. I mean, I cannot be chewing on Lifebuoy soap 5 days a week. Yeah. Each day in October, our campaign, decried the interference of Russia in our campaign and its evident goal of hurting our campaign to aid Donald Trump. He said, despite our protesting, this matter did not receive attention it deserved by the media in the campaign. We now know the CIA has determined Russia's interference in our elections was for the purpose of electing Donald Trump. We don't know that, John Podesta. This should distress every American. Every American. Now, if I knew all of you were up, I would sound the alarm, but we can't do that because everybody got upset when we sounded the alarm. But this should distress every American. Podesta's statement follows an open letter from 10 members of the Electoral College. Wait a minute. Now, this follows this statement. It's a setup. I think it's a setup. The fix is in. Podesta's statement follows an open letter from 10 members of the Electoral College, including Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Christine. Christine, darling, Christine. I have a bounce in my step, darling. You'll have to do this for Mummy. Mummy? No, Mummy. I can't write the letter, Mummy. But you will. You will, Christine. You will write the letter, and you will. I think that's how you ought to do it. We're going to do a play. Now, let's do a play. Let's write a screenplay. We have to do it in character. But, Mummy, Nancy Pelosi, including Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Christine, and a former member of Congress, Christine, and a former member of Congress who are demanding a briefing from U.S. intelligence offices on any ongoing investigation into Trump's ties to Russia. In a letter to the National Intelligence Director, James Clapper, the electors, 9 Democrats and 1 Republican. So that's all you need for bipartisan. You just throw a Republican in, bipartisan. This show is so easy. I have to tell you, folks, it's so easy. I used to come here when I started 2 years ago, and I'd say, how am I going to prepare for the show? Can I get enough information? This is too easy. It's like the Jelly of the Month Club, man. This is the gift that keeps on giving these liberal whack jobs, okay? Podesta's statement followed the opening letter. In a letter to National Intelligence Director James Clapper, the electors, 9 Democrats and 1 Republican, argue that they require the information ahead of December 19, when the Electoral College is set to meet and select the next president. Look, your state has electors. Trump won those. You are to ceremoniously go up, cast your vote, turn around, have your picture taken as a group, and hung in the halls. And then go home and shut up. That's what you're to do. You're not to receive a national... all right, anyhow. Arguing that they require... The electors require, here is the statement, the electors require to know from the intelligence community whether there are ongoing investigations into ties between Donald Trump, his campaign, or associates. Oh no, it's the associates. The associates and Russian government interference into the election, the scope of those investigations, how far those investigations may have reached, and who are involved in those investigations, they wrote. We further require a briefing on all investigation findings. Who the hell are you? You're just some people that the governor is returning a favor and giving you a part of history. That's all the hell you are. Your governor picks electors. I'm serious. For the most part, every state in the United States, your governor picks electors. So if you want, if you've been friendly, you maybe made the right donation, you sent the right money, you went to the Christmas party, you showed up all the time, send Joe. He deserves it. That is the extent of how you are chosen. And you all of a sudden deserve, we require. Now, who the hell told you to get a list of demands? They have a list of demands. I'll tell you what you can do with your demands. We further require a briefing on all investigative findings. We require this, as these matters directly impact the core factors in our deliberation. Who the hell are you, a jury? The jury's out on this. They're deliberating. Can we order sandwiches? They're going to order sandwiches. There's going to be like 3 days. It may be a jury. Deliberations of whether Mr. Trump is fit to serve for President of the United States. The letter is signed by electors from five states, count them, and the District of Columbia, don't want to leave them out, in addition to Christine Pelosi, a California elector, has signed it. 8 Dems, 1 Republican. Whew. I have to tell you that stuff. They have flat gone crazy. They have gone crazy. The train has left the station for these folks. They've lost their mind. I'm going to wrap this up one more time. I don't want to say this again. I don't have real information, but be careful with your concerns, not concerns. Be concerned, okay, always be concerned. But be careful with who's telling you that the Russians, okay, hacked our systems and manipulated our elections. I asked you earlier in the show around the 8 o'clock hour, go home and do your research. I am patriotic, okay? I fly the flag, all right? I say the Pledge of Allegiance and stand at the same time. And I bow my head when we pray. I say Merry Christmas. Can't get any better. Red, white, and blue, through and through. But don't be so naive to not think that we as a country may have manipulated, may have intervened, or may have gotten involved into an election that was not our own somewhere in the world at some time in history. So just before you go, now I'm not best friends with the Russians. Like, Tillerson, I'm not friends with Putin. Putin and I are not friends like Tillerson. I got 2 more stories I got to get to before we run out of time today. I'm going to bring this up tomorrow, and you're going to ask me what's the relevance. But I want to set this out for you, and I want you to look it up today, and I want you to tell me what the relevance is. Okay? Because I don't have time. Now, Tillerson goes in, and he first of all, quit worried about if he can be Secretary of State because he has no experience. If it's just on the size of the operation, you do realize ExxonMobil is almost a nation state in itself that he's been in charge of. So if you keep wondering if he can be Secretary of State, the energy industry that he has led in his time, ExxonMobil, is basically he is somewhat Secretary of his state, ExxonMobil, and he has had to go to many nations, secure negotiations to get rights to drill for his company. Now that being said, let's remember something. He could not have, stay with the facts, folks. We like that crazy little thing, facts. I'm not saying I endorse Tillerson yet, but keep in mind he could not go to Russia and negotiate with Russia for oil deposits in their land without the approval of the United States. Okay, so he wasn't there breaking any laws. He wasn't there breaking any laws. So just remember that, okay? They want to make you think that this guy was up there and he was, they snuck him in during the night and he met with Putin and they signed these major oil contracts and they brought him back out. I mean, the guy's not Sean Connery or anything, all right? This is not a 007 mission. Or anything else. This is a guy that went to Russia because Russia has oil and that's what he does for a living. That's what his company does. And he spoke to Putin. That being said, I got 10 minutes. Here's the parallel. So Tillerson goes in and he meets with Trump. Trump needs to be validated that this guy is the guy that can go around the world. Sources say Robert Gates goes in to meet with Trump. Now draw this together and come back tomorrow. Robert Gates goes in and meets with Trump. So Gates goes in. Gates is Secretary of Defense for Bush. He was Secretary of Defense for Obama. I mean, the liberals, MSNBC side of the desk, actually cheered that a rational, reasonable person with great credentials has gone in. I mean, they were swooning because they heard Robert Gates went in. They were. That excited them. Now, put the pieces together, come back tomorrow. Now, Tillerson is named Secretary of State. Secretary of State, right? He's named Secretary of State. Immediately after he's named Secretary of State, Robert Gates comes out and gives him this swooning endorsement. Have you read the endorsement of Robert Gates? Big endorsement for this guy. He'll do a great job. What do the Boy Scouts of America have to do with either of these two? I have read 2 articles, and I will tell you this. Robert Gates, I'm going to say this, I want you to look it up. Don't get all upset about it. Tillerson is your Secretary of State, right? Robert Gates goes and gives him a glowing endorsement, right? And the left cheer. Boy Scouts of America, Tillerson and Robert Gates were both have been the head of the Boy Scouts of America, both of them have. And under the time, now if I'm wrong tomorrow, let's look at this, just throw it out. Under the time, Tillerson and Robert Gates were the head of the Boy Scouts of America. The Boy Scouts of America changed their policies to allow identified gay boys to join and identified and openly gay troop leaders. What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? I don't know, because I don't know what the hell the price of tea in China is. But put all those together, folks. Keep it in mind. Just a thought teaser for tomorrow. Boy Scouts of America, gay troop leaders, boys identifying as gays, Robert Tillotson, Robert Gay. I'm not saying anything. Why is there? I just want to know. Who these guys are. Anyhow, you leave it to me to come up with something that nobody out there is probably thinking, all right, or wondering. Just saying. All right, look, let me tell you something before we go. Let me make sure I got everything down here. What does the cabinet look like to you? You got Rex Tillerson, ExxonMobil, all right? It's a nation within its kind of self. He's a head of state. He speaks for the president. Now, this is what I'm hearing on all the media outlets. The Secretary of State speaks for the president. So are we to assume Hillary Clinton was doing her corruption on behalf of Barack Obama? Anyhow, Russia may be our toughest foreign policy challenge. Maybe. That may be our toughest foreign policy challenge. So like I played the Godfather earlier, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. We may need somebody, whether you like Putin or not, that Putin will actually invite to dinner. We may need somebody, you know, you go to these foreign lands out here, these countries, you don't know their customs. You know, some people don't get past the front door. Okay, they're not like Obama. Obama went everywhere and bowed down to everybody, you know. But some of these countries stand up, and I don't care who you are, what leader you are, or who you're with, you don't get past the front door. We may need somebody in Russia that Putin will invite to dinner, whether you like it or not. Okay? China on trade policy. Folks, whether you like it or not, you can read the tea leaves here on Donald Trump. You have Goldman Sachs, Mnuchin, Cohen, okay, Mnuchin and Cohen, and you've got Steve Bannon, and they are going to redefine our financial policy, period. That's financial policy. Then you've got the generals. Trump has put this into pockets, okay? So you got the financial policy done, okay? Then you've got the generals. The generals, NSA, Secretary of Defense, Chief National Security Advisor, you got the generals. The generals are going to handle national security, they're going to handle ISIS, and they're going to handle the uprising in Europe that will take place in many places. So they're prepared, the generals. So Trump has put that basket here. It's one hell of a basket of deplorables, and I kind of like them. But I got the finance, I got the generals, okay? Now Trump has moved over to energy, okay? Secretary of State, EPA, Department of Energy. He's moved over to manufacturing, business, moved over here. He got that basket over here, ready to go. EPA is going to be for business, Small Business Administration. He's picked who? McMahon up there. School. He's domestic. He's got that basket here. And then he's got foreign policy. And he's going to send Tillerson up to China, and he's going to send Barnstead, Governor Barnstead to China, Tillerson up to Russia. He's got... This guy has methodically, now he needs intelligence, national intelligence, but this guy has methodically put his groups together. You may not like him, but I will tell you what, as the media tried to make a clown out of him, an idiot, a buffoon, all the above, this guy's a pretty smart guy. And that's why flyover states in America decided they wanted him as president. And he's pretty sharp. And Donald Trump would, as Newt Gingrich said yesterday in an interview, if he ran again today, he would win by a larger margin, because just since the election, there's so many other people that are feeling the optimism with it, and he would drag them along because they're saying, hey, he's not the whack job the media tried to make him out to be. I'm your host, BKP. George will be up here in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and counting. George will be here. I am your host. I will be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be what day tomorrow? Wednesday? 14th. But it'll be Wednesday because I'm having to check. Watch the card here. Katie Sassine show coming soon. Watch the card. I'm your host, BKP. I don't know if I've run out of things to say. Let me check the Twitter deck. One more time. We can't leave without a Twitter deck update. You never know. Trump may have said something. Let's see. Let's see. I got the Twitter deck going, folks. Takes me just a second. I am working this thing. Cole knows, don't you, Cole? I can just boom right there. Let's see if you got anything new. 2 hours ago. Okay, that was it. I'm your host, BKP. Follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. That's on Twitter. Go to Facebook and find us. FetcherNews.com, top right-hand corner. Click on Facebook and hit like. Go to YouTube and sign up for our channel. And I'll be back tomorrow morning. Enjoy the opinions of George. And, you know, ask him all the things I don't know because I defer to him. I'll see you later.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
When Days Chevrolet in Jasper gives thanks, we give big. With over 20% off MSRP on remaining 2016 models and savings up to $10,000. New Silverado Crew Cabs from just $31,900. Or get 20% off MSRP plus days discounts on 2016 Malibus. Now just $18,900. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
Well, good morning, Sun Worshippers. This is George McClellan coming to you from FetcherNews.com, North Georgia's only live internet TV talk show. We are in LJ, Georgia, in Gilmore County, up here in the North Georgia mountains, the southern tips of the Appalachians. And it's a beautiful day outside right now. The weather is cool, a little rainy out there, but in the forecast, but it's mostly in Atlanta. The hard rain's going through Atlanta. And we seem to be on the northern periphery of that storm that they predicted. But we got it's damp outside, and I used my windshield wipers coming in this morning. Well, my goodness, the news is full of news, isn't it? The left, what was once the former Democrat Party, there was a term used to describe those people once upon a time, and that was before before Bill Clinton, before Barack Obama. There was a term to describe those people, and it was called fellow travelers. That term identified those Americans who quietly pushed the agenda of the Soviet Union, in other words, the Marxist, communist, Bolsheviks, into our lives all the time. The Soviets, and specifically Stalin, specifically coined another term for them fellow travelers. You call them useful idiots. Useful idiots. They're out there right now. So as USSR disintegrated and is no longer available, the term fellow traveler is no longer used, but that doesn't mean their threat still isn't out there and a danger to us. We voted for a radical agenda twice, and it got swept away November the 8th. The fellow travelers, those people who constitute the communist idea, now come to us in the guise, and have for a while, the Democrat Party and the environmental green movement. And the point of the spear is the Southern Poverty Law Center and the ACLU as the legal threat, and the BLM as the pointy end of the spear. Don't be fooled, they are enemies of America, and they're enemies of our Constitution, and we must, November, they solve nothing. We must be on our guard, because as we see in the news today, they are attacking everything. The pagan left is in complete disarray. They did not expect to get swept away. They lost everything with the last election, and we didn't realize how really thin their movement was. In retribution, they are now recoiling against their loss by launching attacks against the Electoral College system, our thin blue line, Christmas, Christmas trees, Christmas music, nativity scenes, and Christian symbols everywhere. And that brings me to a long-loved commentator named Andy Rooney. And I run across this. I want to share Andy Rooney's, one of his essays from long ago. I just touched it off. I don't know why I did that. Andy Rooney was one in a million. At the end of the 60-minute show with Maury Safer, both are gone now, he usually had his own 10-minute segment that unbelievably was never censored by CBS. He probably was the only one who could have gotten away with this. So here's Andy Rooney from 15 years ago. I don't think being a minority makes you a victim or of anything except numbers. The only things I can think of that are truly discriminatory are things like the United Negro College Fund, Jet Magazine, Black Entertainment Television, and Miss Black America. Try to have those things like the United Caucasian College Fund, Cloud Magazine, White Entertainment Television, or Miss White America, and see what happens. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton will be knocking down your door. Guns do not make you a killer. I think killing makes you a killer. You can kill someone with a baseball bat or a car, but no one is trying to ban you from driving to the ball game. I believe they are called the Boy Scouts for a reason, which is why there are no girls allowed. Girls belong in the Girl Scouts. I think that if you feel homosexuality is wrong, it is not a phobia, it's an opinion. I have the right not to be tolerant of others because they are different, weird, or tick me off. When 70% of the people who get arrested are black, in cities where 70% of the population is black, that is not racial profiling. It is the law of probability. I believe that if you are selling me a milkshake, a pack of cigarettes, a newspaper, or a hotel room, you must do it in English. As a matter of fact, if you want to be an American citizen, you should have to speak English. My father and grandfather didn't die in vain, so you can leave the countries you were born in to come over here and disrespect mine. I think the police should have every right to shoot you if you threaten them after they tell you to stop. If you can't understand the word freeze or stop in English, see the lines above. I don't think just because you were not born in this country, you are qualified for any special loan programs, government-sponsored bank loans, or tax breaks, so you can open a hotel, a coffee shop, a trinket store, or some other little business. We did not go to the aid of certain foreign countries and risk our lives in wars to defend their freedoms, so that decades later they could come over here and tell us our Constitution is a living document and open to their interpretations. I don't hate the rich. I don't pity the poor. I know pro wrestling is fake, but so are movies and television, and that doesn't stop us from watching them. I think Bill Gates has every right to keep every penny he made and continue to make more. If it ticks you off, go invent the next operating system. One is better, and put your name on the building. It doesn't take a whole village to raise a child right, but it does take a parent to stand up to the kid and smack their little behinds when necessary and say no. I think tattoos and piercings are fine if you want them, but please don't pretend they are a political statement. And please, stay home until that lip ring heals. I don't want to look at your ugly, infected mouth while you're serving me French fries. I'm sick of political correctness. I know a lot of black people, and not a single one of them was born in Africa. So how can they be African Americans? Besides, Africa is a continent. I don't go around saying I'm a European American because my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was from someplace in Europe. I am proud to be an American and nowhere else. And if you don't like that point of view, well, that's tough. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is said that 86% of Americans believe in God. Therefore, I have a very hard time understanding why there is such a problem in having "In God We Trust" on our money and having God in the Pledge of Allegiance. Why don't we just tell that 14% to shut the hell up and be quiet? That was Andy Rooney from several years ago, and I hope you enjoyed that wisdom as much as I enjoyed reading it. I've read it several times. I almost have it memorized, I think. I started yesterday, I had included an essay by a fellow named Jack Perry. Jack has all but gone off the grid. He writes articles, but he lives a bohemian lifestyle in the Sonoran Desert somewhere and wants to be left alone. But basically, Jack has got a good, Perry has a very good finger on what's going on. And he talks about Obama's legacy. I changed the title. I call it Obama's Wonderful Legacy. And I'm going to share some points with you on that. Obama's wonderful legacy. Should we be alarmed or concerned that Donald Trump would dismantle all of President Obama's hard-won achievements that have benefited the American people for the past 8 years? As we enter the new year, we should spend a few moments in kind reflection to recognize and applaud his accomplishments so that we do not forget them and we don't forget who supported them. That's very important. Brian brought this up, mentions it frequently. It's interesting to note that. And by the way, a news item today is very important. The Greens, the Sierra Club, and these green movements are now starting their shock is fading away. The shock of Clinton losing and Obama becoming the president is fading away, and they're now collecting money to stop Trump's promise to end the green, energy policy that Obama put in it, because it's debilitating. It's closed all the coal mines, it's stopped oil drilling, everything that has negated our economy. So, but on foreign policy, Obama's great foreign policy achievement to bring democracy to Syria. And let me tell you, we're foolish as Americans. We are foolish to think we can bring democracy to countries who have never experienced it and have no idea what it's like. They don't know about that until they get here in America and learn what democracy is. And the word democracy is incorrect anyway. We are a constitutional republic. But we get over there and we meddle with tribes. And this tribe has been fighting that tribe. This religious set, the Sunnis, been fighting the Shiites for centuries. Do we think that because we're Americans and our government is so good that we're going to go over there and introduce them to democracy? And so it holds, it sticks? I don't think so. So anyway, it has resulted in a catastrophic war that has cost hundreds of thousands of lives. That's no small feat. Stalin starved over 1 million kulaks to death, starved them to death by taking away their farming equipment and not selling them anything in the Ukraine and in the steppes of Russia. It took nearly a decade for the Iran-Iraq war to rack up that death toll. Over almost a decade of scorpions in a bottle fighting. That was between Saddam Hussein fighting with Iran. Obama can be congratulated for helping to launch a war that will certainly be more than a mere legacy from his administration. A war like this is one parent can be proud to hand down to their children, like the war in Afghanistan, which will probably be left in the will for the next generation to fight. Obama overcame his natural reluctance to arm terrorists in Syria. Think about that. Who are the terrorists? We were assured that if background checks were needed in foreign weapons transactions, they were certainly needed here in the United States, but not in a region where all of the Syrian moderates would have been called prohibited processors. This was no easy task, since the last terrorists we armed with tow missiles took out some Israeli tanks with them. It was Obama and Clinton did that. We can appreciate that Obama had the foresight and the wisdom to arm people that he could later deny having armed, particularly after Benghazi. An easy task, since the weapons were first flown in from an Eastern European weapons dealer. We applaud Obama for creation of an army that will nip at our heels for decades. Obama assured us that what we thought were terrorist attacks in the United States were in fact not terrorist attacks at all, but merely workplace violence and gun violence. So we should take solace in the knowledge that those guns got up and perpetrated the attacks all by themselves. The cure would be more background checks, but not on overseas weapon transfers or to prohibited possessors, the Syrian moderates. Obama reassures us that America's real terrorists were in every police department in the United States. We can be grateful to Obama for having cleared up this error in semantics in our thinking. The economy and unemployment. Before I get into economy and the unemployment, I think it's time for to pay our bills. So we'll see you on the other side of these commercial notes.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story, or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in LJ.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
When Days Chevrolet in Jasper gives thanks, we give big. With over 20% off MSRP on remaining 2016 models and savings up to $10,000. New Silverado crew cabs from just $31,900. Or get 20% off MSRP plus days discounts on 2016 Malibus. Now just $18,900. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow, and then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza, proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Well, welcome back, fun lovers. This is George McClellan at FYN TV, North Georgia's only live online internet TV talk show. I can be reached at 706-889-9700 if you want to say something or comment on something I've said or get into an argument. So there we are. We were talking about Obama's legacy, whatever that is, and we ended with the economy. Let's see what the business experienced Obama has done for our economy. He's made it grow. Would you believe that? He's made it grow again and again and again. It reminds me of that old joke, it's easy to stop smoking. I've done it hundreds of times. Well, let's see. He has industries, oh yes, great industries like pawn shops, payday loan clinics, auto title loan establishment, rent-to-own centers, and credit collection agencies. They're absolutely just proliferating with employment opportunities for people. Obama helped get Americans barely able to pay their rent, spending money they didn't have by flooding their mailboxes with pre-approved high-interest credit card offers. Well, that's no easy task. Obama is to be applauded for stocking display cases at pawn shops and fostering a plethora of for sale signs in front of homes in neighborhoods all across America. Thank you, Obama, for bringing quiet neighborhoods back to America once more, even if no one lives in them anymore. Well, that's not exactly true. If it's set there abandoned, it'll soon quickly be filled up by hoodlums selling drugs, and so the quiet neighborhood will suddenly turn into little districts of crime. He should be credited, Obama, should be credited for creating a nation of around 320 million people, hundreds of jobs in India for coveted customer service call centers. And now we are again staffing anthill-like call centers with flexible schedule positions that provide much-needed jobs for Americans to make payments to payday loan chains and all the pre-approved credit cards that went out like flyers from supermarkets. I have had some dealings with my publisher. My publisher's official address is in Indiana. And I get calls from them trying to make money. They're trying to make money, and they're trying to make money off of me spending money, trying to sell my little book, which my book will never hit the big time, simply because it's a biography. Nobody reads biographies, anything I've done. Anyway, the calls all come from voices I recognize, Filipinos. And they're coming from Cebu. Can you believe a publisher in Indiana, their calls are coming from Cebu in the Visayan group of the Philippine Islands. I lived in the Philippines. I've been to Cebu at least twice, and not for just a day visit, but for work. So I'm pretty familiar with a lot of that area around Cebu, the city of Cebu, Mactan Island. But these wonderful English-speaking young ladies, or a couple of gentlemen, as a matter of fact, have called me and they follow a script. And my sworn job is to get them off their script, but they're getting paid for a job that can be done in Indiana. I think old Cole over here could answer telephones and read a script and do it for as cheap as they do. Anyway, back to thank you, Obama, for the great careers in sandwich assembly shops, sign twirling, espresso slinging, handbill distribution, door greeting, grocery bagging, and errand running career positions throughout our country. A tip of our silly management mandated company hats to you. What has he done with health care? Obama's signature accomplishment is the great health care plan of Obamacare, also known as the ADA. I call it the ADA is the Affordable Care Act. I call it the Unaffordable Care Act because it's unaffordable and you get no care. The Unaffordable No Care Act. They said it couldn't be done, Mr. President, and yet you did it. They said no one could screw up American health care any more than it has already been screwed up, but you proved them wrong, sir. You proved them wrong. How can we ever thank you? You didn't drive up premiums. You have driven up premiums. You have caused insurers to pull out of entire states. You have forced people to buy insurance they don't want, don't need, and won't be able to afford anyway because of the rising premiums and the high cost of their deductibles. You did this brilliantly through the mandatory law. We must have health insurance or pay a fine. Mr. President, it usually takes a dictator to accomplish something like that, but you and your party, you certainly proved us wrong. How can we ever thank the Democrat Party, but especially you, Mr. Obama, for such a brilliant health care scheme that makes the old Soviet Union's and Cuba's health systems models of efficiency? Terrorism. What about terrorism? What is Obama's legacy on terrorism? And you'll notice too, when I read these things, I never put Obama and president together in a single sentence. They do not go together. There is Obama, and there is the presidency, and he ain't it. Obama's war on terrorism has worked so well. Terrorist attacks in Europe that dwarfed the Munich Olympics massacre in 1972 continue apace. The tactic was, let's fight them over here and over there, but don't call them terrorists so we don't hurt anybody's feelings, unless they be offended. The need to protect feelings was a brilliant move because we know that terrorists begin as a self-esteem issue. Indeed, the tactics of paying people to fight the government, fighting the terrorists, will be a tactic they'll have to rewrite. Clausewitz, remember Clausewitz? If you don't know Clausewitz, every soldier reads and studies two foreign authors, Clausewitz and Sun Tzu, the Chinese. They have got the principle of battle down, and everybody studies these people. And opposing the government's fighting the terrorists, why, Obama, you must have lifted page right out of the Fighting Terrorism for Dummies book. We applaud your low-budget Pericles approach. If you don't know who Pericles is, I'm not going to explain it to you, but he's a character of Greek history. What other great accomplishments has Obama done? No doubt. I don't have time to bring them up right now. We know. He's on his way out. He was on, I think Brian mentioned today, he was on the comedy show last night, and he made the most outrageous statement I've ever heard. He's saying that we're still racist, we still are into slavery, and we're still into Jim Crow. Does anybody know Jim Crow? Have you ever heard of the Jim Crow line? The Jim Crow line, it's like the line that separated the North from the South. If you were north of the Jim Crow line, Maryland, Baltimore was in the South. And if you were north of the Jim Crow, you were a Yankee. If you were south, you was a Confederate or a rebel, or however they wanted to describe you at the time. We ended. Tomorrow's Wednesday, but and I will probably go more into intelligence. But I wanted this CIA business going on right now. The CIA said this, the FBI said this concerning the Russian hacking. Julian Assange hacked all those emails. The Russians didn't do it. Julian Assange did it, and the Democrat Party is trying to steal his thunder. He tells you, I did it. The Russians didn't do it. I did it. Julian Assange did it with his WikiLeaks. That's what WikiLeaks is. That's not a Russian word. That's his program. And no matter whether you like it or not, the fact is that it was done, and he has done it. Not since Colby have we had someone in charge of the CIA who actually runs operations and recruited sources. The results show Congressman Pompeo, and that's Trump's choice to run the CIA, may be an honorable man and one dedicated to national defense, and I believe that he is. The real question now is who will run the Directorate of Operations for him. Very important. Who is going to run the Directorate of Operations? In other words, who will Trump select, or Pompeo, to help right the ship? The character who is now the director of the CIA, Brennan, was a CIA station chief in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Guess what he is? He converted to Islam. He's a bloody Muslim. And he's running our CIA. That's like putting the fox in the hen house. You cannot be a Muslim and a representative Democratic Republic at the same time. The two don't go together. If we are serious about fixing human intelligence, that person needs to have three defining characteristics: detailed knowledge of the world of espionage, a commitment to meaningful reform, and the guts to do it, and the guts to do what is necessary to carry out that reform. I enjoyed my few forays into the world of counter-espionage. It was 20 years worth, actually, and we got a lot accomplished as counterintelligence agents when I was with the NCIS. It was NIS. And our job was to protect the Navy and the Marine Corps. And we did it under the auspices of the Uniform Code of Military Justice and laws. But we weren't spies. That was the CIA's job and the DIA's job. We were counterintelligence. So anyway, Jason Bourne. I like to watch Jason Bourne because it's so fictionally untrue as to be unbelievable. But they bring out things that touch on reality, and that it's like telling a joke. If you tell a joke and it has an element of truth in it, then it's really funny because people know that you're joking about something that's real. Every Jason Bourne movie has an obligatory scene where some senior intelligence officer stands in the midst of a vast operations center, directing the movement of individual surveillance thousands of miles away. Ops don't work like that. They simply do not. That's great for Jason Bourne, but you cannot stand in front of a TV set and direct your operation in New York or Washington, D.C. to tap into the TV cameras at Paddington Station in London, England. At least you can't do it instantly or even a few minutes. It's just not done. It's just not done. Electronics is the high priest of false security. All you got to do is unplug a machine and everything goes down. Look how often we have problems with the feed from the CityLink to our little devices. I get infuriated sometimes listening to shows and then it just goes off for some damn reason. I got to refind it and go back and connect it. Well, it's nonsense. Image courtesy of Universal Studios. This was interesting. Operations, and they call it ops, SecOps, security operations, succeed when relative handfuls of the right men and women are free to move and create on the ground as they see fit. One of the reasons I enjoyed working for the NIS is they had, here's your cases, go get them. And I would turn in my work if it needed, and it was always reviewed, of course, by a supervisor, but he wasn't there telling me how to do my case unless he detected that I didn't know how to do it or I was in trouble, couldn't understand. He'd give you guidance, and then you would go on to finish your case. And we developed individually as special agents. We worked alone. If you was a special agent afloat, working on an aircraft carrier, or in a battalion landing team, one of those small Jeep carriers that have Marines aboard, you work by yourself. And you damn well better know your job. The criminal end of it, the counterintelligence end of it, the security end of it, you have to know your job. And there's no excuse. You were hired, you were taught, and and they hired you on the basis that you could work alone anyway. That's one of the important things. So I'm being signaled that it's time for another quick break. So we'll see you on the other side and continue this interesting conversation.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. or read a human interest story, or make dessert wine, or ride a wild horse, or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
When Days Chevrolet in Jasper gives thanks, we give big. With over 20% off MSRP on remaining 2016 models and savings up to $10,000. New Silverado Crew Cabs from just $31,900. Or get 20% off MSRP plus days discounts on 2016 Malibus. Now just $18,900. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP today at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza, proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Well, greetings. We're back for our last segment of Tuesday's Hour. I'm George McClellan on FetcherNews.com, Fetcher News TV, North Georgia's only live internet TV talk show. If you want to call me, I'm 706-889-5825. We were talking about intelligence and running things. This is very interesting. And I said that operations succeed when relative handfuls of the right men and women are free to move and create on the ground as they see fit. And you have to be flexible. You have to think on your feet. You have to be able to adjust, overcome, and persevere. Lovely line from Clint Eastwood movie. Now, it seems in 1943, I'll give you an example. In 1943, in Albania, this was during World War II, the desire to monitor and control everything on the ground meant adding a general, a massive radio transmitter, and a staff to the equation. What happened? It was a group of Brits who went into Albania, set up a very quiet clandestine spy ring, had a small operation. They got their messages through. It was so successful. It was so successful that the larger picture figured they had to, they could make it better. So they actually sent a general officer over there with a big radio and in charge. They even created a headquarters, and then they started making decisions for the operators in the field. It did not take long for the Russians and the Albanians to figure this one out and close it down. Everybody went to jail, and including the general. They got locked up and sent away. So I can remember working one time, another agency that irks, a very good agency, the Bureau, wonderful people in it, it's very good. How come you rarely see a retired FBI agent, but you see a lot of former FBI agents? Well, I think it's mostly because these guys, as good as they are, they cannot abide meddling by supervisors in their cases, and particularly supervisors who are on a fast track to management haven't got the field experience. A lot of them have field experience, but not extensive. And if you haven't arrested somebody, if you haven't done a murder or investigation or got involved with espionage, or where you spend hours and hours in surveillances, listening to radio conversations, and as used to be done, telephone conversations. These things are absolutely important to creating the background, the knowledge that the agent has. If you don't have that, all you can do is second guess from what you read in a book, from what you have read in a book. And that's not very good. That doesn't work at all. So anyway, we have gone through that. Another story comes to my mind. We were waiting to arrest some people for a drug case that was taking place on a naval base. The FBI was involved. ATF was involved because it was a large drug operation. I will not give any further details than that. And I was assigned with a Bureau agent because these guys were known to be armed and dangerous, and they had a safe house in an apartment building, and an old hotel, rather, not an outdoor entrance, but you have to go through hallways. And we were hiding, and he was hiding, the FBI agent with his shotgun was hiding in the broom closet, looking right down the hallway at the door. And he had to go to the loo. Now, my supervisor said, listen, go to the loo first, get that over with, but if you have to go. All right, we'll cover for you. The FBI guy, he had to call his supervisor and get permission. Had to get permission. Okay, fair enough. That's how their agency works, and I think guys leave because they don't like that close supervision. Okay, it's time for my final thoughts, and we're going to have that now. I have written and published to the internet this short take. Trump presses on. Well, are we having fun yet? The Democrat Party has all been done away with, and now it's the GOP elite's turn. If they don't get Trump first, mind you, they're trying to get Trump first. The Freedom Caucus of 40-plus Tea Party Republicans are turning their eyes towards the corrupt mess that still exists within the ranks of the GOP. It has been 18 months since the departure of John Bonner as Speaker and installation of Representative Paul Ryan as his replacement. The turmoil among hopefuls jockeying for political sainthood, combined with the long and tedious campaign to accumulate that power, gave Speaker Ryan some breathing room, about 18 months, to attempt to mold the House Republicans into a polyglot machine to maintain the status quo. And they haven't learned a damn thing. Naturally, not one of the elites, the GOP elites, not one, especially those with the deep connections inside the Beltway, thought for a moment that Donald Trump stood a chance of winning the primary, the Republican primary, let alone the general election. Immediately he did, all was in disarray, and like a 7.0 earthquake, the political landscape was permanently altered, and the upheaval became a wonderful sight to behold. We're out here grinning ear to ear. Trump's GOP enemies, themselves reeling in confusion and stunned disbelief, quickly abandoned their own pledge to support the Republican nominee, the very same pledge they attempted to extract from an unwilling Donald Trump. Speaker Ryan, a confirmed elitist, waited until too late to endorse Trump, and his credibility as a supporter is now suspect. His term as Speaker may end sooner than he thinks. But not to worry, Trump is doing what successful businessmen do. He's moving on without Ryan and without the GOP. It is now the Freedom Caucus's turn to help Trump make America great again, and they know it, but they have very little time left to act because the evil forces, the dark forces of the Democrat Party are already starting to muster against them. Their first problem, the House failure under Ryan to pursue impeachment against IRS Director Koskinen. And that has stirred their ire and suggests that GOP leadership is nothing more but a continuation of Bonner's inept leadership by finding reasons for not doing what Americans want and need, a full accounting of the federal government and their criminal machine under Obama and Clinton, and flushing those creatures out and into prison. Already the House leadership talks of delaying the repeal of Obamacare for 1, 2, or maybe 3 years. This will not do, and one suspects for Donald Trump, it won't do either. Syndicated columnist Ann Coulter, the only media type who was prescient enough to predict in advance that Trump would be president, now complains that Trump's nominees aren't different enough from what could have been expected from Jeb Bush. She may be right. Well, she is often right. However, we must recognize that Trump is not yet president. Obama still is. And so it would be churlish not to speak kindly of the outgoing regime, no matter how loathsome it is. For the elites who can't believe that Trump is ignoring them and their Republican platform, it's time for a mind reset. Trump's choices for Secretary of Labor, Andy Puzder, and Director of the EPA, Scott Pruitt, makes an important step in confirming to Americans his promise to drain the swamp. Finally, the fake news about the Russians hacking the DNC and the RNC emails has generated a phony media-organized storm, the purpose of which is to undo Trump's election. The geriatric Senator McCain and Senator Lindsey Graham were joined by Mitch McConnell to request an investigation into alleged Russian hacking. That's a storm in a teacup and nothing more. They cannot abide a Trump presidency, and the left can't believe that they were rejected. You want to talk about bipartisanship? It's the elite Republicans and the cast-off Democrats who are trying together to destroy the Trump presidency even before it gets started. So what to do? Let's discredit him even before he takes his oath of office. So remember, the freedom is the goal and the Constitution is the way. Now go get them. I have a minute or two left, and we'll go over a couple of more little notes here that that seem important. McConnell's treachery. Mitch McConnell has bolstered attempts to delegitimize President-elect Trump, I just mentioned that, by backing calls for a congressional probe into Russia's hacking-related activities. Well, nothing will come for that because the Congress is now in recess for their Christmas recess, or they soon will be. The January will be here before the new Congress reassembles, and January the 20th will be here faster than that, and that's the end of that. So why they're even talking about it is beyond me. McConnell's support is an attempt to delegitimize President-elect Trump's win. First, it was the recount nonsense. Then it was a discussion of the popular vote. We can't touch with that. We can't screw with the popular vote. It's popular, and it's on the left coast. We cannot screw with the electoral vote. That's what I mean to say. Now it's a discussion about a report from anonymous U.S. intelligence officials. Obviously, our foreign leaders, our foreign intelligence officials, think that any breach of our cybersecurity measures is disturbing and strongly recommend investigations to curb such efforts, according to McConnell. And I have reached the end of my hour. I'll be back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If you have anything you'd like to say, or you line it up, make some notes, and give me a call tomorrow. I'm George McClellan, and good luck.